Uh-oh.
Everybody, the channel is named Vaguely Some Pun. You should check that out. Welcome to Behind... sorry. It happened on every other episode. I mess up the intro, but it's okay. Hey everybody, what is up? And this is a podcast. It's Breaking the Third Wall. What is this, episode 3? For the first time without Vaguely Someone? Holy crap. Today we have Foehamner.
Hello.
And Surfersamuri.
That's me.
Two other YouTubers. Surfersamuri hasn't really done YouTube recently, but, you know.
Meh.
Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta take breaks. Or just give it up.
For like a year or two, it's whatever.
Yeah. I don't know why Fred's still on there, but, you know, that happens. I started in the era of Fred, if not before. It was a weird era.
I don't even know when he really started. I just know he just appeared out of nowhere.
Like, he started before Fred. He was in a trope, I guess. Best word for it. But, alright, so since this is a gaming podcast, it was once a movie podcast, we'll get to that later, but what games have you been playing this week?
I can say I was trying to play Grand Theft Auto again after my hiatus from it for quite some time on my laptop, because I have this thing where I have to watch something while I'm playing games, because Grand Theft Auto is one of those games where you can be completely mindless playing.
Yeah.
And like I just want to crash things, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So I was watching a movie on my desktop, and I was trying to set up my laptop. I just recently upgraded it to Windows 10. Not a good idea. Not a good idea.
I do want to talk about that eventually.
Yeah, all my video settings for that game, everything is so laggy now, and I can't even play it on my laptop anymore. My laptop, really decent laptop, 5 hours if I wanted to watch a movie on its battery power alone, and it's like trying to play Grand Theft Auto on it, which I got to a point where I could play perfectly.
So you have like 20 minutes on battery.
Oh my god, easily, yeah. And because of Windows 10. And then I just recently saw this, before I even got to Windows 10, what would happen was on Windows 8, everything would, like, the textures wouldn't load properly. And it looks like I was on the Nintendo 64 playing Grand Theft Auto. And I just found there's a whole bunch of people that are having that issue, and they like made videos of it driving around, and it literally looks like you're playing an N64 game.
I mean, in some ways that would be kind of cool.
Not when you're going through the road.
Well, yeah, but if it was just like a modification to, like, I don't know if you guys have ever played Shelter, but that style where the polygons are N64-ish, but the textures are very detailed and refreshing. Yeah, definitely a game you should check out. But yeah. I mean, I don't know, are you using an NVIDIA graphics card?
Unfortunately, it's an AMD.
Okay, if you were using an NVIDIA, I could give you a link straight up. Like, I know what the problem is with NVIDIA's. I've had the same thing, sort of.
Yeah.
It was when I first started playing multiplayer, my character would just be purple. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's an issue. No, this is a crap. I think it's an Asus. No, it's not an Asus. Oh my god, I can't even think of my own laptop. The other A beginning name of a laptop.
Acer?
Maybe not. Okay, I can't remember which one. No, it's a Lenovo. It's a Lenovo.
Ah.
I always used to think Lenovo's were the
silent?
cheap ones. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It's got the silent. Yeah. But no, I used to think of this brand name as like terrible and everything, but it's really become something better when it came into like recently into laptops. They have gaming laptops that are affordable now. It's amazing. And I love my laptop except for when I upgraded and I have to resort all the graphics and everything.
So, Foehamner, what have you been playing this week?
Well, right before joining this podcast, I was playing a beta game called Devil's Bluff, which is a third-person like scavenger hunt game where one person at random is the devil. He's trying to kill everybody else before any team completes the scavenger hunt. That's my first time playing, so I got creamed because the way the scavenger hunt works is a riddle will appear at the bottom of the screen, and you have to run to the room and find the item associated with that riddle. And you're in teams of 2. There's 5 teams of 2 as the max, depending on how many players there are. So that was really fun, though. I do want to play more, because like most games, it's more fun when you know what you're doing. And so I played 2 games and I learned a little bit. So the second game I actually found some clues, which was cool. But the first game I just wandered around aimlessly and lost in the mansion for the entire time.
Sounds like a better version of Slenderman.
It's kind of like a multiplayer Slenderman, I guess.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, so I haven't played a ton this week because I was at PAX all weekend, so I didn't play any video games for the last big chunk of days. But I did play Relic Hunters 0, which is a free game on Steam. It's a lot like Nuclear Throne meets Risk of Rain, kind of. So you run around, it's like a twin-stick shooter, roguelike. And as you play through the game, you unlock different things which you can use your next playthrough, like a plus 5% max HP bonus, or increase your starting armory so you have different weapons starting out, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that was cool. It's free, which is surprising to me. And I think the last 2 games I played were, I did a live stream of Armello yesterday because I hadn't played Armello in a while, and I realized I'd missed 2 patches, so there was a lot of new content, and that was really cool to do. And the live stream, and you were there, and that was really fun.
Yeah.
Then, after doing that, I played a game called Ladybug, which is a short murder 'em up type game. So if you've ever played like Hotline Miami or Gunvolt, it's kind of like that where you just run around killing people, which is really fun because it's those sorts of games are almost like puzzle games, because on the one hand they're quote unquote senseless violence, but on the other hand, like, you're doing it over and over again trying to figure out the correct order to do things and to be successful, and I think I find that part really engaging.
Yeah,
do they switch it up like the Hotline Miami?
They don't. I mean, this was just a game jam game, so it's only like 5 levels.
Okay.
Yeah, I looked at it earlier today, and it kind of looked like it wasn't the Portal. Sorry, words. It wasn't the Portal made by Valve, but it was like this indie fan made that was sort of like Ladybug of Portal. It's pretty interesting.
That
really hard to play.
Very cool, actually.
Yeah, it was almost a Flash game, pretty much, but not really in the. Whenever I think of a Flash game, it's either stick figures or porn, but it wasn't that.
I think of Newgrounds automatically.
Well, yeah,
which is both.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, there's nothing else other than stick figures and porn on Newgrounds.
Yeah. Well, stick figure fighting, where you get to like mutilate other stick figures, is amazing.
Oh, dude, I remember. I think I was in like 6th grade, and stick figure games were the shit.
Mm-hmm.
The stick figure sniper.
Tank Wars.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That sounds, really familiar.
Yeah, it's like it was basically that game. It's basically Geometry Wars, where you're like just trying to. Oh, not Geometry Wars, but something. You like try to like get the
like
right
Worms.
trajectory. Yeah, basically Worms, but like a very simple version.
Yeah, like a DOS style.
Yeah, and like if you blew up part of the mountain, it was like all like sand, so it would start to cave in and stuff.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that's it.
I have a story about that game. I forgot the name, but when I was, I was in 10th grade, yeah, and so I had computer class, like learning code and everything. So my friend that already knew everything in the class, and was just there to get A, and to help people around with learning stuff.
Yeah,
he actually installed that game on every computer in the school, but in this like little thing that you had to have a passcode, and it was amazing because he was like, "Oh yeah, this firewall isn't really a firewall, so I'm just gonna
Fire right through it with the
Yeah,
big board.
and the teacher found out one day, and she was like, "You know what? Man. Like I'm proud. I can't. I'm not gonna do anything. Like holy shit! I don't know how you did that." It was a teacher. Like a teacher was saying, pretty much what Anchorman said. What Will Ferrell and the Anchorman said. I'm not even angry. I'm just surprised. Whatever it was, but yeah.
You ate that whole wedge of cheese? I'm not angry.
Yeah,
I'm just depressed.
I couldn't remember the quote, but yeah, pretty much. So let's get to some gaming news.
All right.
Since Foehamner went to PAX, he might have a few things he could add, of course. Because I'm always
inside scoop.
Yeah, I'm always up for people who went to cons and talking about the recent stuff. And so the Minecraft story mode. I don't know if you guys enjoy Minecraft.
What?
Play it. Yeah, the Telltale is gonna make a Minecraft version of their stuff.
Okay.
So the main characters you can play as either female or male. Words. Like way too much Kool-Aid before, so my mouth is like really moist.
Like apple juice is what I use for that.
Sugar high up here.
Yeah. So the main characters are Patton Oswalt, or Catherine Tabor, I think I'm saying her last name right, from Star Wars, I think she was recently in, but or Star Wars Clone War, or something like that, I don't know. And also some other characters.
Was she a Shoka or something?
The other non-playable characters will be voiced by Brian Posehn and Pee Wee Herman.
What?
Paul Rubens.
They're Brian Posehn and Pee Wee Herman.
Hello.
And some other people.
Yeah, good.
But
That's awesome.
So wait, this is like a Telltale story Minecraft version? Or
Yes.
Yeah.
What the heck?
I'm okay with it. Like, I haven't been into Telltale a lot recently, except for their Borderlands stuff, which I haven't played episode 1 because I haven't bought the rest, and I'm totally okay with buying that because it's worth it. But their Back to the Future stuff, their Walking Dead.
The Wolf Among Us.
I haven't played that, but I do want to. I heard it's spectacular.
Yeah.
Like, they're great at storytellings, putting the choose your own adventure into a video game, and actually making it, like, for example, the newest Assassin's Creed, when they were, I think it was the CEO or someone big at that company, was like, we wanted to make our game cinematic and not a video game. Fuck people, right? And so, for me, my perspective on that is, you make the game good, you make it compelling, you make a actual story, and you make the story work as the cinematic part and not the graphics or anything. Because if you can make things move and make a compelling story, even if it's 8-bit graphics, that is a cinematic game. Like, if you can really grip someone, and you, even if it's just if it's either, choose your own adventure or linear, it can be cinematic.
Yeah, I mean, if you can
Almost
draw
was
people in, it really helps.
Mhm.
And if anybody else wants to read off the names, this is the entire cast of
Don't
the
have
voice
it up
actors.
with me, but
Patton,
okay.
Oswalt, Brian Posehn, Ashley Johnson, Scott Porter, Martha Plimpton, Dave Fennoy, Corey Feldman, Billy West, and Paul Rubens.
I did not know Billy West would be in it.
Yeah,
I didn't want to read it because I knew I would say one of those names wrong.
And then Corey Feldman
I think
from
half those people worked on
Stand
Batman.
By Me.
Oh.
Or
Stand By
Train
Me.
Stand On Me.
What?
Oh, what?
Stand On Me, is that the one where he's on top of the block and he's just breaking
No,
it?
he's well, the train is standing on him. Like, it's an
With
alternate
powered rails
take.
or what?
It's an alternate take of Stand By Me.
Interesting.
Even, like, years ago Marilyn Manson said his favorite summer movie is Stand By Me, that would be what he would really want to watch.
Okay.
I have not seen it.
I'm just thinking about powered rails and little mine carts.
And Will Wheaton.
Yeah, Will Wheaton.
It was... I don't know if it was his first, but it was one of his things that started his career before Star Trek. So, Foehamner, if you're into Star Trek, Next Generation, or any of them, definitely check that out. And anything Will Wheaton has been in, because he...
I do, yeah. I mean, I have a weird perception of Will Wheaton, because I like him when I can see him. Like when I see him on YouTube, on Tabletop, he's awesome. When I see him on a show, he's awesome. But I have consumed 2 audiobooks narrated by him, and it was the worst. Like, I'm never ever gonna buy an audiobook read by Will Wheaton again. I cannot stand it. It's really finicky, but
I think the best movie he was not credited in was Sharknado 2.
Jesus Christ, why is it not credited?
Because he dies within the first 5 minutes of the movie in the airplane. Spoiler.
Everyone is in it, and everyone dies.
But he dies in the first 5 minutes of that movie. It's amazing.
I watched that. I think it was the second viewing on Sci-Fi.
Was it?
Yeah.
I had to go back because I saw Will Wheaton as I was watching it, and I had to go back and pause it and that is Will Wheaton. Then I looked online and I researched. I'm like, uncredited as Will Wheaton. I'm like, I knew it. Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was amazing.
So I have a new subject to bring to the podcast. It's called Could You Not?
Yes.
And this is about video game producers, video game companies pretty much going, you know what? Why should we make money?
Okay.
And that's why I would like to say, could you not, to them? For example, I haven't played the older Deus Ex games, but the pre-order bullshit that is Deus Ex Mankind Divided. There's certain tiers. They're pretty much making it crowdfunded, or the crowdfunded route, where if people order enough pre-orders, I suppose, best way to say that, there's different tiers where you can unlock stuff. Sorry. A long day. I woke up at 11.
Oh my god.
In the morning.
11. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, I only got up at 6:15. I'm sorry for you.
Afternoon? Or
no. AM.
Oh damn. No, I don't know how you do it.
Yeah.
So RA or O?
Pure. I just don't sleep. It's not fun for me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Boring.
But yeah, there's different tiers where, of course, tier 1 is unlocked either way, even if no one pre-orders, which they shouldn't. Pre-order is a thing you should never do. So there's 4 that people should unlock, where you can get 3 different things from one tier, but you're only allowed to get 1. So,
I think I understood that.
Alright, let's say tier 2, let's say tier 1 is 3 different skins you can have, but you can only pick 1.
Okay.
So usually...
There's no way to get all the skins?
No, not at all. Usually if someone allows you to pre-order a game company, an indie dev, whatever, have you, they'll give you everything. They actually thank you for pre-ordering and giving you everything that you would get as if you were to get the collector's edition or whatever, and then you get extra DLC down the line sometimes. It all depends. I'm not for pre-ordering, but that is a plus for the people who are okay with sometimes doing that. I hope they're only doing it sometimes, because seriously, even when I was a kid, I was like, well, I could pre-order this, or I could wait for it to go down in price.
Yeah.
I mean, most of my PS2 games, even Steam games, I look in the bargain bin because you're gonna find some interesting stuff there.
Yeah. The only thing I pre-ordered recently was Battlefront, Star Wars Battlefront to be precise, because I got it for $45.
I will talk about that in a minute, but I do want to tell you guys the top comment on because they made it the DSX pre-order announcement, a YouTube video, and the top comment right now is, guys, take down this video, everyone hates it, with 300 thumbs up, and a total of, I think it was 20,000 thumbs down. Not more.
I have to go on a slight tangent that goes in a similar way. I think it was Jimmy Kimmel.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the whole watching video games he just doesn't get. I know he's probably trolling.
And also he's older, so...
Yeah, he is known for trolling.
He is known for trolling, but the second time he brought it up, just, like, did he have to bring it back up?
Mm-hmm.
I think that was too much, bringing it back up. It was just... And he got, like, negative 20,000 views at that point. And he only read out the comments that were, like, the worst of us.
And I do have to say, because I watched that video, at least some of it, why not bring up both sides? Like, of course there's going to be positive comments, but, you know, for a comedian, you're just going to be like, oh, this is a funny hate comment.
Yeah, or at least, like, show people trying to explain how it's amazing to watch people that have the right personalities. Like, we watch them for personalities. We don't watch it just to watch the best gamer unless we're, like, trying to beat a game. We watch it because these people are either terrible at gaming and just make it hilarious, or come up with great ways to play a game that we never thought of.
I mean, for example, pro people like CSGO, stuff like that, MOBAs, those are people who you would like to learn from, and then, like, Game Grumps, PewDiePie, I hate saying that, but people enjoy watching PewDiePie.
Say that one.
You know, JonTron, people like those, we enjoy watching it, not just to watch the video game sometimes, maybe not, but also to hear those stories, like, see what's going on, even with Funhouse, like, just seeing how they react to a video game is entertaining.
They create an entire storyline behind a terrible game, and then just make it so much better. Like, this guy, you know, I mean, I can't even come up with what they come up with, because half the stuff will have to make this R-rated. But
especially since most of their demo disc show is just flash porn.
Yes, it's terrible. But Rooster Teeth. The whole, like, I love how they took Hasta La Vista and GTA and then just kept creating different versions of that. Where I think last one was like shooting fish or something, where they were diving jets at boats trying to go up the river to the lake. That was the best one ever.
So you were talking about Star Wars Battlefront.
Yes.
And so they're gonna have on all consoles and, well, new gen consoles, I suppose, PS4, Xbone, and PC.
Master Race.
Yes, there's gonna be an open beta, so that's, you know, that's okay. I'm totally okay with a major game. I'm actually on board with a major game, even if I hate it, having a free demo. I actually tried out Black Ops 3 beta for 30 minutes. I hated it, but I was willing to try it out for a free demo.
Yeah. I know I'm not going to do it because I don't want to burn out before they have all the levels. Because I've done it with every alpha.
I don't like the games. I just wanted to see, like, either why people hate it or why people love it.
Yeah.
And then I've had more fun playing CSGO. And I kind of hate that game too, but
me and my brother-in-law got we re-downloaded Battlefront 2 and have been playing it on LAN, and we forgot how amazing it was. I have to say,
Dota
it was.
2?
No. Did I say Dota?
Sorry, did you? I don't know.
I said I meant Battlefront. If I said Dota.
Okay.
Yeah, the second one on we downloaded it for our computers. We had to reconfigure our Xbox 360 controllers to work like I think it was GameCube, or was it PlayStation 2?
For sure, I know that came on the PS2. I don't know about GameCube.
It must have been PlayStation 2 though.
Yeah.
But you can't use all your moves, but it's so much more fun, and that's what I hope they keep with. Even though you can become overpowered as a Jedi, I think it's still fun.
So what you were saying, Foehamner?
I think it's funny. I find lately with a lot of online games, I'm able to have a fair amount of fun despite the game. You know, like I've been playing a lot of Payday 2 lately, and it has a lot of problems. But because it's online and I'm playing with friends, I'm actually having a really good time and spending more time playing it than I realistically should. And I think Battlefront 2 is maybe going to be the same for me. I don't know when I'm going to get it. I didn't know about the open beta, so I'll definitely give it a try. The fact that there's no single-player campaign really sours it for me.
I agree. And yeah, I think if you can get all your friends to play the same game, it really helps.
Absolutely.
Like, yeah, you have the same humor, you have the same personality, and if you can screw your friends over, it gets even more fun. Yeah.
It's like playing a good old round of Munchkin.
Yeah, God. Let's not get into that.
So, I think that's... Well, there's another thing about the new Star Wars game. The music from there is kind of slightly the downfall of the Let's Plays, because the Lucasfilm music is copyrighted, and I think it was EA who's doing it, wasn't really willing to buy that. And I mean, sure, it works with GTA 5, but it's fucking Star Wars. Like, it's not
I've
proper.
gotten flags against Star Wars games I've done for that reason, having like a theme song in it or whatever.
So wait, they're not going to have actual Star Wars games in the Star Wars game? Or
They're not going to have
Star Wars game,
yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. Well, you can't do Let's Plays of it. You can...
Okay.
You can listen to it.
Right.
Okay.
Well, you can
can't.
do a Let's Play, you just can't monetize it.
Well, I mean, you just have to basically find the slightly offbeat versions of it and put that in the background.
Well, I don't monetize my videos for that reason, and I've had copyright claims. The video wasn't taken down, but I was just like, well, since I do like different songs that I like for my 7-second intro when I don't want to, have a copyright claim for every single one, I'm okay with not making money.
Yeah.
I get like 20 to 10 viewers video, so why do I care, Doesn't really make too much of a difference. It would be cool if I got paid for it, but, whatever. So, I wanted to talk about PAX from the great Foehamner. How was your experience at PAX? Is there anything you can tell us?
Yes. One thing I haven't really seen on the news yet is Gearbox, as at their panel, they officially announced a Borderlands movie is in the works.
Ooh.
They didn't give a date, but an official Borderlands movie is being made, so that's kind of cool. I think.
That is.
So, any trailers or anything, or concept art?
It's just them announcing it. The Gearbox
it needs
panel
to be
really dumb this year.
Really?
So like in previous years, they've had some big game to talk about, kind of. Like, so this is my third PAX. The first year, they gave us all, for showing up, Borderlands 2 Season Passes. The second year, they gave us all Borderlands, the pre-sequel, Season Passes, and a free Steam key for Homeworld's Remastered when it came out. This year, they gave us a free Steam key for Homeworld's Remastered. Like, I already have that game, and they spent half the time talking about the Telltale Borderlands game, which is fantastic. Weird to be talking about at a Gearbox panel. Yeah. And then, like, a big chunk of the panel is also taken up by a couple who wanted to get married surrounded by Borderlands cosplayers, which is a fine thing to do, but don't ruin my panel for it. Like, I just want to watch you get married. I don't know who you are. I don't give a crap.
I can
I want to hear
understand.
Gearbox people talk about stuff. I
So
don't know.
did they
It
go
was
over
interesting.
Battleborn at all?
Yes. Oh, yes. That's good. Thanks for reminding me. Battleborn. Gearbox basically Battleborn was everywhere at PAX. Like the official PAX lanyards for your badge had Battleborn on them. Battleborn, I think, was sponsoring the cosplay hospital, for repairing your costumes. So they were definitely pouring money into the advertising side of things, which I think is very canny of them, because I think Battleborn is going to be competing with Overwatch, and competing with Blizzard is not easy. So good for them. There was gameplay footage, and they talked about some character creation for Battleborn, and so I'm actually really looking forward to it. It's not clear what the games themselves are going to be like, because they talked a lot about cooperative gameplay and versus gameplay. Cooperative gameplay makes me think it's going to be some sort of wave defense type thing, and then the versus is going to be more similar to like a TF2 type thing. I'm not really sure.
Well, for me, it seems like more of a competitor for Borderlands, because it does have sort of the same style. Just
artistically, absolutely.
Yeah. And it's also Gearbox, so it's like, well, you're going to go from Borderlands to this, we're automatically going to think it's a new Borderlands thing.
I would like that. They talked a lot about the character customization. So each character has like a DNA helix instead of a talent tree. And basically each level of the helix, you make a choice between one of two options. So I think there's 18 levels or something like that. And it's a MOBA, I believe. So you're going to hit this level cap, so you can retweak how you play differently every single game. And there's a lot of different combinations. That's actually something they spent a lot of time talking about with the math. It kind of glazed over. There's this many possible ways to play this character, and there's this many different characters, so there's this many possible team combinations, and it was kind of cool. But would have liked some more details. They spent a lot of time talking about this Birdman, which sounded kind of cool. He's a rocket jump archetype, but his wings are damaged, so he can only glide. But he has a lot of type moves that launch him into the air where he can shoot rockets. I think 3 out of his 4 moves are different rockets. So that seemed kind of cool. And they talked about a melee character, which is interesting, putting a pure melee character into a shooter game and trying to keep it balanced.
Well, I've actually done that. I went to... Well, when I first finished the game on Xbox 360, Borderlands 2, I played as Axton, as I usually do. And so I was helping out my friend at the time that was trying to get into Borderlands, a level 1, and so I started with him with my, I think it was level 42, I think. And everything was just melee, one-hit kill. It was amazing.
Have you heard of a manga called One Punch Man?
I have.
No.
And it's been referenced on the Borderlands
I think they're making an anime for it, so it's getting a lot of more publicity. But yeah, that's what it reminds me of. It's running around punching things in one hit.
Yeah, the Psycho DLC was pretty fun.
That's true. I liked playing the Psycho. The trouble I had with the Psycho DLC was I had difficulty playing him not solo, because his shtick is he pops his activated ability, loses shields, starts losing HP. Whenever he kills somebody, he gets full HP. The problem with multiplayer is half the time a teammate would accidentally or purposefully kill the guy you're trying to kill, so you wouldn't get the health back. And oh crap, I'm gonna die.
Yeah. So I do want to go into some movies real quick, because this used to be a movie podcast, so we're gonna keep a few things from that. Yeah, Foehamner remembers he was on the first episode, and we might go back into that style here and there for the Instrument We'll Hear Live movie nights, where I was gonna try to put one together last time, but it was too short notice. I mean, not as if I do everything short notice.
Well, yeah, you told me today, an hour ago, that we're doing this.
And I've tried to schedule before with different people, but it doesn't always work out, so that's why I try to...
People forget.
Yeah, either the day before or the day of, because it's a little bit easier. Yeah. At least, spontaneously and also schedule-wise. Just saying, oh yeah, we're trying to get people like the idea of it's around this time, even though we did it later today. I usually record at around 5, but for me it's 8. But yeah, so back to movies.
Yes, back to movies. Let's do this.
Amazon is letting you download their movies on TV. Well, Amazon Prime.
Right.
Yes, I heard about that.
And so this could actually make them a thing. I mean, sure.
Yeah.
They're
Amazon Prime movies a thing.
well, yeah.
'Cause they don't have as good of a list, I feel like.
And also,
Totally.
each season is a different series to them.
Yeah, that's so annoying.
So
Or you have to
apparently
buy
they
it.
have. Well, with Amazon Prime, which is $100 each year, which is not a bad price.
Right.
It just
Especially
kind of.
for 2-day shipping.
Oh yeah, that's more of. Most people get it for 2-day shipping and not the movies and stuff. But
It was
it
an
is
added
an
bonus.
Oh yeah,
Right.
but it will kind of help people make that choice. Do I want 2-day shipping if I use Amazon a lot, and also be able to download these movies on the go?
Mm-hmm.
Because that really helps people. But yeah, I mean, they have tons of anime that Netflix doesn't have, and personally, why do you use Hulu?
They're cutting out for me.
Yeah, me too.
Why would you use Hulu? I was whispering because if I ever get sponsored from Hulu, I don't want to be like, oh yeah,
I love Hulu. They're the best.
yeah. And I mean, I hope it works out for them, but also a few other things with Amazon, like they're working for their even shorter shipping, the 1-hour shipping in some places.
Oh yeah, I have a there's one of those what do they call them? Like storage areas for
Warehouses.
Amazon. Warehouse. I can't think of words.
Fulfillment centers.
Yeah, whatever. There's one literally like probably 30 minutes away from me, so I'm just looking forward to drones because they're so close to me.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah,
Hell yeah!
you have to
Like
tell
how
me how
big
it
are
is.
these drones and how much can they carry?
Yeah,
It was funny being in Seattle because there were several instances of street art saying things along the lines of "Go home, yuppies," or like "Amazon's ruining our neighborhood," or
Jesus Christ.
it's almost like in San Francisco, people complain about Google buses.
I never even heard about this stuff.
Oh
It's
yeah,
because a lot of Google employees live in San Francisco, but they work souther in like Mountain View. So Google sends buses up just for them, using public streets and only servicing Google employees and whatnot, making noise, or people complain about it all the time. The problem is people are occupying places they don't live, so they're not as invested in its welfare.
Yeah. By the way, new Google logo. I don't mind the actual full length of the logo, like the actual spelling of it. Not so sure I like the very short G that's all the different colors. Kind of
I
weird.
don't think I've seen what you're talking about.
If you just
I
pull
don't
up
know,
a
it's-
browser and
I'm
minimize
looking at
it.
Google now. There's a big G.
I saw it the first day. I was like, why should I care about this?
I don't like the slanted E.
They even have an animation of something pushing the E up slightly to make it slanted. But
Yes.
if you have a Google, I don't know if you use Chrome.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, well, one of you guys can see that if you just have Google open in a tab and then go to a different tab at the very top, they used to have just a G square blue box with a white G in it. Now they just have this weird red, green, and blue.
I know what you're talking
G.
about, but
It
mean,
just
it's one of those things
I don't
that-
like it.
back to what I was
just
saying.
weird.
Like,
Yeah.
why should I care? This is a fucking logo. Who gives a shit?
Not appealing to me.
You're not appealing to me.
I've
Actually-
definitely found since starting YouTube, I'm paying way more attention to like typesetting and
Oh, yeah.
graphical layout, communications type stuff for my
Yeah.
I used to
thumbnails.
do photography, so I used to really pay attention to that. But
That makes
I
sense.
mean, I don't now because. Have you seen my subscriber base? They don't give two shits.
That works out.
Yeah, and
Easier for you.
another movie thing is Straight Outta Compton is #1 at the box office.
Optus.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
I do want to see that because it seems like a good movie. My thing is, it does seem that all the people who are paid to see it, not paying to see it, but paid to see it, hate it. All the reviewers hate it. At least from what I've seen.
Movie. I know nothing about this movie.
Okay,
I've only heard about it. Don't know what it's about.
And all the people who have paid, that I've heard their opinions on it, love it. And it's like, dude, like, you would think the people who are paid to see it or paid to do reviews would be like, oh yeah, you know what? I'll go in here with an open mind. It's NWA. Snoop Dogg's probably making a cameo, smoking shit ton of weed. And
so here's the description. In 1988, a groundbreaking new group revolutionizes music and pop culture, changing and influencing hip-hop forever. NWA's first studio album, Straight Outta Compton, stirs controversy with its brutally honest depiction of life in southern Los Angeles. So that's definitely not, I am not the target audience for that movie.
Yeah, there's also a Straight Out of Hampton, released in 2013, but it's I think it's a band. Or a song or something. I found that on accident before.
Spelled out of right.
Straight Outta Hampton.
Yeah.
Kids these days.
Raggedy daggedy do.
Wow.
Yep.
So any other movies anybody interested in seeing?
I do want to see the end of the tour.
I don't know that one either.
It's about basically a journalist went on tour with what's his name? Forrest. No, what is his name? The author
Forrest
of
Gump?
No.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. It was they're making a biopic sort of a Arthur that would actually hate the movie because it's such an introvert and like anti everything.
Kind of.
Okay.
So basically, this author wrote a book I quite enjoy called
David Lipsky.
Jest. What's his name?
David Lipsky.
No, that's the journalist. David Foster Wallace is the author.
David Foster. Yeah, that's right.
So yeah, I mean, I'm really curious to watch it because the author, I don't know, he says it's like when I first read it back, it's like it's very subversive. I thought very, very, very strongly like culture commentary type stuff. Now, if I was to reread the book, it might seem maybe a little heavy-handed or pretentious. I don't know. A lot of things have mimicked it, so it's hard to say. The reason I didn't go out and see the movie yet is because I have to be in the right mood for it, because it's not going to be a happy movie. Because this guy was a little depressed and druggy and whatnot, so I don't think it's going to have a happy ending. He did kill himself.
The main actor is Jesse Eisenberg, so...
Wow.
And Jason Segel are the two main guys.
Oh wait, no, you didn't.
Yeah.
Whenever I hear Jesse Eisenberg, I always think of Jesse Pinkman. Like unintentionally.
I would prefer that. That would be cooler.
That would be quite interesting.
Like it's just stuck in my head. Like I just hear Jesse, and that's what I think. Jesse, we need to cook.
Ron Livingston's in the movie. I didn't know that. He was the main guy in Office Space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's pretty good. There's what was it? It was I don't know. I'll have to look it up. But yeah, it's one of those movies that it's not really dull, but it's not really a indie film. I'm going on IMDb right now.
Yeah.
So I can look it up because I do want to tell people about it because it has a bunch of, I guess, actors that most people hate, but I mean, excuse me. In most movies they're in, I hate them also. But in this movie,
Kirsten Stewart?
No.
Are you talking about American Ultra?
Oh, I talked about that last week.
Did you see it?
No, not yet, but I don't really go to the theaters that much. But like, oh, there's Crasity. Cool. But like, let me stand. Sorry, I'm also IMDbing right now.
I do it under the radar as much as I can.
What was I talking about?
The indie movie with people you normally don't like.
Yeah, the actors I usually don't like. but I'm
This is a
looking it up.
movie currently like in indie theaters.
Oh no, this was like a few years ago. Drinking Buddies.
I don't
That is the
know.
movie. It's pretty good, honestly. It has Olivia Wilde, Jake Johnson from New Girl, which he's a great actor, hilarious. Anna Hendrick, and the
Nice.
guy from Office Space. So
That's a very good cast.
yeah,
Interesting.
and it really does work together. It's about these four friends that work at a beer factory, or
Oh,
whatever.
I watched that movie.
Yeah.
I think so. I didn't like it, but I think that's because I watched it because Netflix had it under the comedy category, and it was a fine movie, but it wasn't at all funny. It was a good drama romance, but not funny.
Oh.
I think it was more of a, I wouldn't say mellow movie, but it's just one of those things that, like the movie Somebody Up There Likes Me, it's not a complete comedy and it's not a complete drama. It's just a
Kind of like dry humor or something?
I don't know.
it's just
The
one of
characters
those
are really
things
mean
like
to
if
each
you
other.
enjoy it, for me, I can watch that movie whenever, like over and over again. Same thing
Sure.
with
Ma-
Somebody
Princess
Up There
Bride and
Likes Me.
Galaxy Quest are that movie for me.
There's a show, it was like a small TV show called Family Tree, and maybe I'm kind of guessing it's kind of the humor there, because even though I have no clue, but it's kind of like a humor where it's not funny unless you really get into it.
Yeah, I mean, for
Yeah.
me, I mean, of course, people are gonna say like, even the Beatles, you love it or hate it. There's no mid between.
Yeah.
But for this movie, and Somebody Up There Likes Me, it's an in between, and it's not a bad thing. I'm perfectly okay with the good and the bad in the movie. It's just this is something I could watch, like, and actually have no gripes about, and I don't know. I wouldn't say it's
It
my
sounds
favorite
like-
movie, but it's a feel-good movie.
It sounds like one of those movies that if it's on TV, I'll watch and I'll like it,
Mhm.
but like I would never actually go to try to see.
Maybe I'm thinking of a different movie. I'm pretty sure I watched that though.
Oh,
It didn't make me feel
speaking
good
of
though. It's the problem.
movies I would never go to the theater to pay $20 and watch.
Yeah.
I was watching the Nostalgia Critics review of Tank Girl, and then about almost all the way through, I saw this little part that reminded me when I was pretty young, like 6 or 7, that the WB played Tank Girl one day when they played like the cheesy movies like Mortal Kombat, Tank Girl, all of that stuff. And I didn't know what Tank Girl was. But now that I'm an adult, why would they play that on the WB on a Saturday
That
morning
is
after the
a
cartoons?
terrible movie to play on the WV.
They played
How much did they have
Yeah.
to censor?
They also played The Fifth Element.
Oh, but that's the best movie ever.
Oh yeah, but like boobs. There's so much boobs. And then they didn't even censor out that last scene. They didn't care about censoring.
They
that
didn't?
said. And
I
that
don't
wasn't
remember
even
that.
like let's see. Yeah, they really didn't care about censoring when it came to movies on like a Saturday or Sunday in the morning.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, definitely check it out.
Yeah, all right.
I still call it the WB, no CW for me.
Yeah, I don't. CW is a completely different channel with completely different shows now, so I totally agree.
I mean, Supernatural is amazing. So
I mean, what was another one? Teen Wolf, is that on there, right?
that's, I think,
don't
on
know.
MTV. I watched the first few episodes. Those were pretty good. But I didn't really.
Oh, Vampire Diaries, that's on there. That's
Never-
actually pretty good for a movie or for a show that's called Vampire Diaries.
Yeah.
It's actually not that girly. It's got a lot of drama though. I haven't watched it in years, but you know.
So, I wanted you guys to know about a upcoming channel. Since Vaguely Someone, for the listeners at home or wherever they should not be named if they're in I don't know where else they would be except for home. Because if you're not at home, then it's really worth it. Sorry, going on. There is a new up-and-coming channel. Vaguely someone is not on the podcast because he is streaming the newest Metal Gear Solid right now. And so, yesterday, Nick from Instant Replay Live and Luke Ellis Island from Walrus is Gaming, we were messing around with Vaguely on his stream, and his fans are now called the Pun. P-U-N, capitalized, and then K-S. Lowercase. Because he hates puns. So we made this joke channel called Vaguely Some Pun. You don't have to subscribe, but I do encourage you to check it out. The videos are around 30 to 5 seconds long, so no need to actually take time out of your day to watch it. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for me. Anything you guys want to bring up?
There's an awesome new router from Asus that looks like it's a. It looks like an evil death ray of some sort.
It looks like Sauron's crown.
Yes, it has like 8 antennas, and it's got these crazy freaking like designs all over it. It can do from like 1 gigahertz per second to like 5, and it's wireless.
Yeah.
It just threw me totally off. I had to mention that because I just thought out of nowhere.
All right.
I don't think I have anything to plug.
That was it.
Yeah, you can check these guys at Foehamner. You know, he's on YouTube as Foehamner and also Twitter as the aforementioned Hamner. Yeah. That was a terrible pun. I'm sorry. And also Surfersamuri, he, as previously
my
mentioned.
logo's a pun.
Yeah. As previously mentioned, Surfersamuri has not done much on Twitter or YouTube recently, but you can always check his stuff out. I met you through a Gmod session with Beardy, right?
Yeah.
All right, and that's the podcast, everyone. Bye.
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 You know what? I could get you a dicking of a lifetime.